It was in 2014 and it was a historic moment in markets. I followed this one trader and this guy was like super intelligent, okay? And there's two specific lessons that I learned from this that I'm going to explain to you through this story that will really help you trading. Okay, so this is back in 2014. There's this trader that's super intelligent. Okay, I got quite a big vocab, and whenever I watched one of his YouTube videos, I had to Google words because they were so big and like intricate, you know. So anyway, he's super intelligent, and I just think this guy's like the best thing to ever come to the markets. He doesn't show like a track record or anything, but from what I can tell, this guy knows what he's talking about, okay? So I follow what he's saying, and I have a specific strategy that's kind of working for me when I trade. But I normally use him for more of a fundamental view, and then I take trades based on my own technical analysis, okay, at this time. So then what happens is there's this one trade he points out, and he is very convicted on it, okay? And basically what he says is, listen, fundamentally, this level is backed by a massive institution, okay? And it can't go back below this level because it's backed with like unlimited finance. So it's like the best trade ever because it's like a guarantee. And he shows you how the chart goes and it bounces and then it hits that level and it bounces. He's like, this trade is backed by a massive institution. So it's free money. It's like a free trade. Every time it hits there, it's going to bounce. And so eventually it's going to go up because like this level is pegged. So I don't want to say what the institution is because I don't want to give it away at this stage. So anyway, this guy's so convicted and I obviously think he's very intelligent. And I'm very young at this time. But anyway, so I basically have all my net worth in this account. And which wasn't that much, but it was a lot to me. So I get into this trade and I'm watching it every day, you know, and it's kind of going down there and I'm in profit and then it's back to break even because I bought it at that level. So one day I opened my charts and my account is negative the amount that I had in it. And I was like, what happened? I don't understand. And I had a stop loss. I had a stop loss in place for like 1% of my account, okay? And it had just blown through all of that and I'd lost 100%. Maybe it wasn't 1%, it might have been 3 or 5%, I don't know, somewhere there though. But I'd lost 100%, plus I owed the brokerage 100%, okay? And basically what happened was, it was the Euro Swissy peg, okay? So the Swiss bank had backed the Euro to not go below a certain level. And they had made this promise. And if you actually had studied history, you would know that this is like the perfect trade to play the other way because that one big trader is famous for it, you know, George Soros. I was worried I wouldn't remember the name. George Soros is famous for breaking the Bank of England. And there's a few other traders that had played that exact trade the other way. And the funny thing is when I looked at the chart, and this guy was saying all this stuff, although this chart doesn't look that good technically, but fundamentally it's not going to break because, the Swiss bank has backed this. Okay, it's unbreakable. So anyway, 2 lessons I learned from that. First of all, you never ever want to lose money based on someone else's idea. Why? Because then you'll never get to really learn the lesson. He got to learn the lesson. Whatever his trade thesis was, he learned from it. But it wasn't my trade idea, so it wasn't based on my setup, so I didn't really learn much from it other than don't trade based on other people's strategies, I guess. I learned that, but you know what I mean. And I forgot now what the other thing I wanted to say was. But I just think that that's just a really important lesson and that's the thing with taking signals, is like if you trade based on other people's signals, first of all, you've got no control. Secondly, every signal that loses, you don't know why it lost, so you're not actually growing as a trader, and that's always a big concern for me, is like, at least if you lose all your money, you have the lessons. You're going to be a better trader through it. But if you don't get to learn the lesson yourself, then that's even worse, because then you walk away with nothing, you know. So I just thought I'd share that story with you guys. It was a big moment in my life, and a big moment in, like, a big lesson for me in trading. And that was back in 2014. If you want to Google the Euro Swissy peg, and the bank just randomly decided to, without any warning, drop it, you know. And they apparently backed it with billions and billions of dollars. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you like these kind of things, if you prefer these kind of stories and stuff, and I'll do more of them.